Hey peeps, Pinkolol16 here, and I'm going to tell you about some harsh criticisms about Starman3's videos. Let me spell how he structures them, since he was so kind to tell me when I was in YTR, and since I'm probably aware none of yous know, I'm going to spell it right now. Okay, so let me compare how we do videos. The first thing I do is I script the video compared to an idea or what I have originally. When I script, I think of the ideas for the characters of what they would say in such a situation. Then I record scenes according to the script that I make. In between recording, I may edit for things like musically synced scenes. Then comes full editing of whatever's left. If there's no music video, it's just full editing after recording. Which in order of the editing goes inserting the recordings, inserting of the script lines, putting music, and then it's out. Starman3 does it differently. He first has an idea, then he records scenes around the ideas. He inserts them into Sony Vegas, then scripts them on the spot, no extra recording, then inserts music, and then out. This is how we structure our videos. Now for his first problem. You're probably asking what the hell is continuity. Continuity is when streams of events link up to each other during the course of a video or series that, are just linked up. Aside from the whole blooper 40 bit, which was padded out far too long for its own good, Starman3's videos lack any kind of continuity whatsoever, even inside the own video itself. I'm going to use Starman3 as a first example. I'm also going to use blooper 45. In Starman Generation, Starman3 visits the past, aka January 2007, before he made his first blooper. In the video, they record for blooper 1, but Starman3 of 2013 tells Mario not to play Scatman. First continuity break right there. That's not just it, ha ha ha. Mario's lines are completely different from the first blooper. Don't believe me? Let's watch footage of the same recorded scene of both Starman Generation and blooper 1. Starman3 cannot copy the exact same script over. What I mean by broken consistency also is that in the end of the video, Starman3 of 2013 goes back to 2013, but there is no explanation of two important key elements. Starman3 of 2007 was uploading blooper 1 in the video. How are the events different? If so, if it was re-recorded, how did it still retain the way it did back in 2007? How do they not remember each other? The moment they met, it should have caused a time paradox, but even if it was locked from doing that, which would be very difficult anyway, then how are they supposed to remember or not remember each other? That's never explained either. You can criticize my story about Blue and episode 5 being the exact same thing, but I haven't forgotten about that and I have made plans to clear that up. You won't know about those plans for a while. Big continuity break is in blooper 45. In the video, Starman3 and everybody are playing games and doing stuff when the power goes out. CD-ROM mentions the power went out at 7 PM. I'm not concerned about the scene before the power went out because DST could be in effect in that world, and at 7 PM it's still bright when it's on. Mario Star, during the scene where it's all blacked out, tells a story which supposedly lasts 5 hours. After these 5 hours, it should be 12 AM, midnight. But when everyone yells at Luigi a second later, it's bright daylight. Might I mention around this time, Brandon was learning how to make night sky techniques, and Starman3 only used it for one video. So he breaks continuity of his own video series inside the own video. Yes, I did make grammar failage, but please, he makes worse than me. Starman3 can also never script for his life. Each character is inconsistent with personality and they can never have an actual conversation. I'm going to mention this point next. An absolute problem is that when fans ask to be in his videos, he feels pressured and hates being such and always strives to make said person happy. His characters in his videos have absolute problems. None of them have any kind of personality. Remember when I mentioned he records and then scripts? Because of this, he records only one scene full of 5 people. Then he comes up with a block of text for each character to say, and then the scene moves on as if they never existed. This block of text everyone is given isn't relevant to them. Everyone is basically the same in his world. No cheery characters, no dull ones, just plain, flat personalities that he doesn't insert properly. None of his characters do anything either. One thing you'll never see from him is characters having a conversation. Once they say a line, they will never speak ever again until they appear in another video. None of his characters run around much either, when it's not just mere gameplay footage with text every 3 seconds. They're just standing in the castle proclaiming a line that they'll never get again. I'm not going to criticize for masked scenes that are very hard, like Velo mentioned in his video, because even I couldn't do that. But his guards have changed so much in the continuity of his series anyway. Like I said, his recording structure never gives way for character personalities because he just has an idea. He never lets them talk to each other. Let me give you examples of my own videos. When me and Blue are talking to Stario in the Star World in part 4 of COIF, we have an actual conversation. When Stario mentioned he was worried about us because of the Moonworld incident a year ago, which I tell him I'm aware of, Blue asks me how much I watched, referencing when I told him before when I watched Mario's video adventures in the Star World. Starman3 can't do those things. Here's a scene in his 12,000 sub special of all of us talking. Let's see throughout the whole video if anything more is seen of these 4. Nope. Nothing. These characters are never seen. They never existed or contributed to the storyline. I'm now going to mention his next problem, editing. After that will be his ideas and who he exactly rips off. This also ties in with continuity and his scripting issues. When he edits, like I said, he records no extra scenes if he needs them for his idea. He'll merely repeat a recording that will make no sense. An example is Super Luigi's birthday video. All the characters talk for a scene, Starman3 runs out to Super Luigi and tells him the surprise, then the same recordings from the previous scene, with the same length, only with the lines erased and a long piece of music playing throughout the video plays. Lazy. When Trollbrew had that scene in part 4, I actually recorded it after the recording of the rest of the scene because that was my idea, but I forgot it. Starman3 would never do that, and only repeats recordings. When we rewatched the video too, he never picked up on this and called all the repeated scenes just logic. Wrong word, I think lazy is more like it. In Roblox Goes Crazy 25, there is a skit where he and some friends are dancing to music, and Matt turns the music up higher to kill their ears. The exact same recording is used when the dancers are happy and when they are screaming in pain. The formula for character scenes also plays out here too. He makes character lines and or recordings far too long just to give videos minutes. Have you ever seen in any of my more recent videos pointless scenes merely to extend the length of the video? In his 12,000 subs special, the first 2 minutes are literally just gameplay footage of Womp's Fortress. What's the point of this? Absolutely nothing by the end of the video. It's just a recording. In his April Fawn video, the video's structure is so predictable it's laughable. The video starts off with Fawn complaining, then the first character talking scene, then an agreeing to search scene, character scene 2, they all vanish within 2 seconds, 4 repeated bits of gameplay footage where they just spout text and fail to find the 2 Yoshis, character scene 3 where they all mention they failed, then the end of the video. So predictable it's laughable. No proper unique structure. He also fails to actually come to compromises of his own recordings. In Roblox Goes Crazy 26, do you remember the grappling skit where I got hit to the ground and how 2 seconds later I'm screaming in pain? This is because Fraps doesn't pick up Starman3's voice. And what did he think due to that? Let's get everyone to re-record the audio for the scene! He easily could have recorded his own lines over us using Sunny Vegas' microphone recorder where his lines weren't, like I'm doing right now, which he did do in the slide skip between me and Enzo, but just decided to be lazy and get us all to re-record the scene with Skype's cruddy lag before. Lazy. Next, where he gets his ideas from. In his universe, he's tied it to Mario supposedly. This is only because Into the Fourth Dimension is linked with Blooper 40, but that breaks anyway. Insert a long break between part 5 and 6, and that's when Into the Fourth Dimension takes place. What? He also says sometimes he wants to make stories like Mario's. Okay, first of all, learn to script. Seriously, your videos don't make any sense according to Mario's. If anything, mine make more sense. Part 4 again, I link myself to storyline taking place after Moonwalk by mentioning that in the video when I say Novus Curus. Yeah, I know. Originally, he said Starman Generation was an original title. Oh yeah, wait, just replace the Sonic and take off the S in Generations and you have the title. Video events do not change the rip-off of the title. If you take it, you take it. End of story. His ideas are flat and he never expands on them. The blackout in Blooper 45, he did nothing else in the middle of the video other than pad out 2 minutes of when he would eventually change to Luigi fan a cool boy. It was just a blackout, nothing else. He never expands on his ideas, and when I told him long ago in a conversation I laid out on Mediafire linked to a DeviantArt journal of mine, he thought that the first mysterious star idea was dull. Why? Because he never expands on them. He gets shocked when other videos are good, when he can only make characters turn heads in Super Mario 64 and not making them have conversations or personalities. Back with that, he said it was dull. Remember part 3 of Curse of Invincibility frames? I purposely made Vin Dimka say that his plan was supposedly ruined, because that was supposed to be sarcasm, which you found out 2 seconds later. I made a seemingly boring scene slightly more interesting because now you know there's more of the adventure instead of just 3 parts, which I commented on in the video saying that was quick. Vin faked himself to make us seem more dumb in 1 sentence. The villain in Starman Generation, Trino Gear, didn't do that at all. His supposed villains anyway are horrible too, but I'm not going to go into that. So now I'm done. Thank you for watching. See y'all, have a good day, peace.